Hello everyone, it's Gamer Ace here, back with another episode today. This is going to be our very first painting of Warhammer. If you guys like my channel, please like and subscribe and comment down below. But so far, let's begin. We are currently our first ever paint project on a Warhammer 40k is our Hecaton, Leagues of Votan Hecaton Land Fortress. That actually looks very nice. So we're gonna get started. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going with like a venture capitalist type build with this paint. So red is gonna be our first color we're gonna be using. We're using Mephiston red. There we go. There we go. So we're going to use the red on the armor here of our tank and give it a nice good red armor coat. So let's get started with that. Leagues of Votan aren't my first faction. So this is gonna be like a part series where I'm gonna have a lot of other factions that I'm gonna be doing. I will be going over the orcs and their lore a little bit. So while I'm also painting our Hecaton Land Fortress here, I'm also going to tell about the lore of the Leagues of Votan. So where to start is we're going to start way before the Crusades happened, way before the God Emperor himself, the God Emperor, or Big E, a lot of people call him, ascended to the throne. Before that, there was a period of time called the Dark Age of Technology, where technology rebelled and destroyed a lot of human cities. Well, there was a certain group, a lot of people call them space dwarves and stuff, but they're actually humans. But how do people call them space dwarves when they're humans? Well, we have to look at the lore. Starts off with that there's a human ship, several actually, before they were able to travel through the warp or through any way of, able to jump areas without problem. Back then, they had to rely heavily on AI to get them to place to place. So, during one of these events, it was this journey to this new planet that these new settlers were going to was going to take them several hundreds of lifetimes just to get there. So they make their voyage, all that good stuff. While going there, their AI, over time, how can I explain this? They basically had a cloning machine, and they basically just started cloning themselves over and over and over again until they made it there. But what the AI did was, during the years it took to get there, the AI slowly changed their bodies, changed them over time. So instead of being a 6 foot tall human, they became more or less, they became 5 to 4 foot tall, stout, heavy individuals that can handle very heavy gravity for those type of situations. We're going to give this a good coat. So fast forward, after the events of the Horse Heresy and all that stuff, the Leagues of Votan, they were just chilling. They were just doing their own thing. You know, they were mining, being businessmen, trading with the Empire, with the Imperium of Man. And also, they were doing trading with the Tau, which they are very good buddies a little bit sometimes here and there, depending on what clan you come from. So, what happened was, after the Imperium nearly collapsed and, nearly blew up, there was a period of time, and then you have the events of now, which is you have the Tyranids showed up, and they are wrecking everything. Like, every faction is getting destroyed because of them. Like, no faction is safe. Even the Leagues of Votan were not even safe from this. One of their home ships I was talking about, that they had, was destroyed by Tyranids. They lost a whole AI, which, after the events of the dark age of technology, no one knew how to make AI. And plus, AI was not allowed to be made by the Imperium. Which, the Leagues of Votan don't follow that, because, they don't consider themselves human anymore. Actually, that's one of their biggest secrets, is the Imperium man, like, every soul space dwarf's mind knows, do not let anyone from the Imperium know that they are human, part of the humans. Because if they do, the Imperium's going to claim them and take away all their resources. So they didn't want that. They don't trust a lot of the human factions. They hate with absolute hatred of the Mechanicus. If you had to pick a faction that has a deep hate for the Mechanicus, it is the Leagues of Votan. The Leagues of Votan, they hate. Absolute hate for the Mechanicus. I've actually had a few people come up and talk to me about, what type of army I'm building for Leagues of Votan. Actually, I gave my plan is with the Leagues of Votan, my army is going to be very comprised. It's going to be a heavy comprised of just heavy units. Basically, I want to go into the battlefield, be an impervious tank, and just cause so much damage to the opponents. In Leagues of Votan, they come with both. They are both heavily armored, and also heavily gunned. They have a lot of weapons. Really, more or less, I'm not even giving the full picture, the full backstory over the Leagues of Votann. If you ever want to go really into depth over them, I would suggest you buy some of the books that cover them. I would, especially if you like the Leagues of Votann. I do. I'm planning to buy the new book that's about to come out soon. That covers over some more lore about them. But still, not bad, not bad. Crap. But yeah, this ain't a fast process. This is actually pretty slow. This is actually a pretty slow moving process. We're going to let that paint dry. So let's close up this container for right now. Next, we're going to go with Iron Hand Steel. Give this a little bit of a shake. Nothing too strong, but a nice little decent shake would do. If some of you are wondering about the Skyrim, about the Fallout, what happened with that? So I reload my game save, and I come to find out the game save got corrupted, and I lost all my progress on there. Like, all of it. All in one go-round. There we go, we got all we need. But yeah, not bad, not bad. This is a slow process. Painting will take you the longest time. That will take you longest time to ever do one of these. Is just... Uh-oh. Did I ruin the paint? Yeah, I did, so... Dang it. I'm probably going to have to redo some of that, so great. Oh no, I missed a few spots. Yeah, I'm just going to hold it by the tires. It'll be much easier to hold this. Be much easier to paint it if I'm holding it by its tires. There we go. Okay, not bad, not bad, not bad. Dang it. Drop my paintbrush. Okay, I got it. Okay. Just gonna continue painting. So, it's seen it's much safer to hold it by its wheels. So, this might be a multi-part episode. Mostly because one, it's gonna take a while. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's probably gonna take several episodes for us to completely paint this all the way. And that's me not rushing and making sure I paint every last bit of this just right. So So yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. It actually might take multiple episodes before I fully finish painting this one Hecaton tank. So each episode here is going to be around 30 minutes per episode. So if you guys don't want to watch, about maybe it's probably going to take more than a few hours just to paint this alone. So it's going to take multiple episodes just to finish this one. But if you just want to see, the process overall after it's all said and done and painted, I would just suggest you speed up the video, because this does take a while. And plus, if you don't want to hear me babble on here and there throughout the episode, so nope. Viewers discretion. Really, the paint doesn't take too long for it to dry, so you should be good. And I'm already noticing there's a few little cracks here and there where the glue didn't really hold up too well, so I'm gonna have to fix that later. But for now, I'm fine with what I'm doing. I'm just gonna paint it now. Once I have the time, I'm gonna do a little bit of repairs to this, do a few tweaks. We're already halfway through this episode, and we got a good chunk of this done. We got a lot of the armor plating covered. I'm not gonna say it's said and done with the armor plating once you finish painting it. Sometimes you're gonna have to come back and give this a second wash or a second coat, just to make it look nice. You want to make this look nice. Especially if you're going to have it displayed or if you're going to be playing with it. I would suggest, come back after all the paint dries more thoroughly. Come back and paint it a little bit more. That's what I would do, mostly. And if some people are wondering, yes, you can paint over paint spots where you accidentally paint the spot that you didn't want to paint with. You can cover it up with another paint as long as the paint ain't, like, let's say if you put a layer paint on there and then you put a base paint on there, the base paint that you wanted, the base paint is easily going to cover up the layer paint. Okay, not bad. Not bad, not bad, not bad. If you guys do have questions and stuff, if you're also wondering if I'm ever going to do lives, yes, I am planning to do lives. I might do a live probably in the near future. It might be tomorrow, actually. It might be tomorrow on Sunday. I might do a live over, we're going to continue doing our little project here of painting our first, it's not my first, but it's going to be our first miniature for this channel. So, really, more or less, if you want to give me questions and stuff over certain topics, probably, hopefully, if I do figure out how to get live, how to do YouTube live, if you guys want to give me questions, join us on Sunday at, maybe 1 or 2 o'clock and stuff. Maybe 3 at best, depending on what I'm doing at that time. Join us, ask questions, ask, what future projects I have down in the road. Really just ask away, really. Don't mind asking a few questions. Especially if it helps out, figure out what future episodes I should be doing. There we go. See, it ain't that bad. Actually, I do have to say I did a pretty good job painting this section. What do you guys think? Not bad, right? Share your thoughts in the comments and stuff. I really like your guys' feedback. It would really help out in future videos and future, in future installments, really. But, what do you guys think? Bad. If you're wondering, yes, I do have the parts for the windows here. Those were going to be put on last after this all gets painted. Work in progress. But that will be the end of our episode. that'll be the end of today's episode and installment of our multi-part series. Come back next time where we're going to continue with the painting here. This is Gamer Ace signing off.